Hello people of YouTube and welcome to the Spikehead podcast. Today, with the release of Glass fast incoming, I decided to jump back in time a little to review Unbreakable. Unbreakable was the 2000 movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson and Robin Wright. This will be the first of my flashback reviews where I look at a film from days gone, and I aim to get around one or two of these out each month. Whilst I did see Split, I have never actually seen Unbreakable, so with Glass just around the corner, it was high time that I actually watched the original film in what is now about to become a trilogy. This film is about David Dunn, who after a horrible train accident, he is the only survivor and he is unscratched by the ordeal, and he receives a message from a guy called Elijah Price, who claims that comics are an exaggeration on reality and that he believes that Bruce Willis's character David Dunn might actually be superhuman and have some abilities, which David Dunn naturally rebuffs, but as the film goes on, it is slowly peeled back and David has to consider that what is so unbelievable might not be so unbelievable after all. Now this will be a full spoiler review. The films have been out a number of years, so these are fair game and I will not be treating them with the same caution that I do with new releases. So naturally I will talk about the twist, because holy shit did it get me. I knew in Glass Elijah is going to be the villain, but throughout this film, I kept wondering, why is someone that is so frail, what is it that makes him break in this film that makes him evil in the next film? When he shakes David's hand at the end of the film, who has the ability to see who does bad things just by touching him, it is revealed that Elijah Price, Mr. Glass himself, has actually been the one that's been causing these accidents, including the train accident that nearly kills David at the start of the film. Mr. Glass tries to justify this through his sense of loss but determination in trying to find someone like him. There is even some remorse that you can see in Samuel L. Jackson's performance, which I honestly think is one of his best ever performances, which I think really helped with the twist, as it made Glass, whilst malicious and evil, he was very sympathetic as well. I think because of the remorse in this, it is a superior twist to The Sixth Sense, and I hope that Mr. Glass retains some of that humanity about him when we come to Glass, because going by the trailers of Glass, he just seems to be a stoic, evil mastermind, so I'm a little worried when it comes to that. Theme song is also fantastic. I cannot express how much I regret not seeing this film before Split. I'm just trying to imagine being in that theatre during Split and hearing the Unbreakable theme creep in as James McAvoy is just speaking to himself in the mirror, and then Bruce Willis shows up. Because when I saw it, I was just curious as to why Bruce Willis was suddenly sat at a bar, but the twist itself was masterful. And it fits so well with how morbid and somber the tone of the film is. And I will be adding this to my theme song playlist later down the line. Now, talk about the bulk of the film. Seeing David's stubbornness slowly getting peeled back over time was a very intriguing thing to watch. And his superpower is unique, however, it is very useless. The fact he can only see people have done bad things after the fact and can only stop them from committing further evil crime is a dark twist on superpowers. It is a really bittersweet ending when he does finally decide to go all in with these powers in the last half hour, where it's revealed that he can save some people but he can't quite save everybody. I felt that is very close to reality when it comes to actual heroes, if they do exist. Finally, the cinematography was brilliant. It was certainly one with the times, as the framing is constantly thought of and the style is constantly changing, whether it be a flashback, him reading people's past crimes, or the current state of affairs. The lighting and layout of the flashback sequences themselves are really well thought out and are framed as if they are CCTV, almost giving David this guardian angel kind of vibe. Even the bit where he raises his hands to the side in that train station connects to this heavenly theme that's going on, and I thought it was really effective in its visual storytelling. In terms of flaws, I will have to say it's a little strange that Mr. Glass keeps his terrorist activity blueprints in a room that is literally down the hall from his art gallery and there is no door. The fact he never got caught in these circumstances does cause suspension of disbelief to be lessened somewhat. The film can't tell me that a couple of gallery people didn't decide to sneak off for a little bit of fun and accidentally stumble across this room at any point over the years. Also, the film can be boring until the last half hour David truly embraces his abilities. The film does drag a little bit, and I did end up checking my phone a few times during this film and not actually missing a whole lot when I actually paid attention to it. I do appreciate the ride the film takes us on, and I know the length was necessary. Also, a core story arc was David and his son, but honestly, I found myself to care very little about this plot point, and the scene where the son is going to shoot David to prove that bullets can bounce off him was, wow, really well acted, a bit hammy and unironically funny at times, which was obviously not the intention of that particular scene. Because at no point did I believe that the son was actually going to shoot his own father there, especially after they've been bonding so well. So any tension that was supposed to be in that scene was sucked right out of it for myself. Also, the scene where Glass is falling down the stairs and breaking his bones trying to ask a guy something, that was a very questionable scene for myself. What was he going to do if the guy actually stopped? Excuse me, sir, do you have a gun in your pocket? That would just be a very strange thing, and it does leave a bit of a plot hole there, and it's very convenient that Glass did actually fall down the stairs and do all those fractures. So, early signs of Shyamalan's people interaction skills when it comes to writing are on show here. If David was not injured in that car accident, why did he quit football? That is never actually explained. If he told his missus that he couldn't play football because he was injured, but if no doctor has ever signed that off, and there has been no record on medical files saying he is injured, why did the scouts suddenly start coming for him? Why did the coaches not try and convince him to come out of retirement? Why didn't the coaches tell his wife that, look, he's not injured, why is he lying, why is he not coming to practice? Just simple things like that. Yes, I know it's probably because of love, but why not just say that? Why do we have this plot aspect in there, apart from convenience to dialogue and plot twists along the way? As you could probably tell, a lot of my negatives with this film are just plot holes and dialogue options between characters and their behaviours. In terms of technical facilities, this film is almost flawless technically, so there's very little I can say that's really negative about this film apart from all the gaping plot holes that are in place here. Performance-wise, Bruce Willis is really good as David Dunn, but he is really one note as a depressed deadbeat dad. His facial expression hardly changes at all. It's only when he speaks do we really get a change of what his tone and emotions are. Hell, the only time I really see a visible change in his face is that big twist at the end. I like Bruce Willis, but it seems that unless he's in action movies saying yippee-ki-yay, mother you-know-what, he is generally just the same character, a miserable, aging man that's usually a drunk, failing father. Samuel L. Jackson, however, is fantastic in this film. It is really strange seeing him so frail without a mother bomb in sight. He plays villains really well. Jules, Mr. Glass, Valentine from Kingsman. Samuel has a lot of charisma and he is captivating when he is on screen. His selling of the twist is what makes it the best one from Shyamalan, and I'll be honest and say I feel like this is Samuel L. Jackson's best performance alongside maybe Jules. Robin Wright and Spencer Trent Clark are good as David's family. Robin is full of exposition, but you can tell there was some genuine chemistry between her and David at some point. And Bruce and her sell the apprehensiveness of this relationship really well. Spencer, for a kid actor at the time, did an alright performance. He does overact at times, but his awe at his dad's weightlifting prowess and his genuine hurt over no one believing Mr. Glass was really well done. It is confirmed that he is in Glass as well, so I look forward to seeing what he can do as an adult as his same character all these years later. Overall, Unbreakable is never really talked about until Split's twist came along. People seem to have forgotten it, and in terms of it as a film, I can see why. For everything beautifully executed in this film, there is enough plot twist to make Swiss cheese, and the amount of dead time in the film leave a lot to be desired, entertainment wise, but as a psychological thriller, I think it is one of the best, as it is a simple and not convoluted story. As much as I love Shutter Island as one of my favourite thriller films, it is very full and is very complicated when you really get down and think about it. Unbreakable tells a straightforward story about two men just trying to find their place in the world and discover who they really are. For me, Unbreakable floats between two grades, and as much as I want to give it the good T rating, unfortunately the plot holes do hold the film back quite a bit when you really think about it. So unfortunately, Unbreakable, while I really love this film, I'm going to have to give it needs more sugar. So has everyone seen Unbreakable? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And are you excited for Glass? Let me know that as well. If you do enjoy what I do on this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button right there. And there is some social media links as well. Please feel free to follow those to know when I go live and what I'm doing. And hopefully everybody has a good day, and hopefully Glass turns out to be a very good film. This is that Spikehead Podcast, signing off.